Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Made in Abyss, but today I'm going to be checking out the Made in Abyss movie, Dawn of the Deep Soul. Technically it's the third Made in Abyss movie, but the other two are recaps, so we don't count those, so I'm just calling it the Made in Abyss movie, Dawn of the Deep Soul. An interesting title that I'm gonna have to think a lot about. It reminds me of Dark Souls immediately, right out of the gate. The Deep Soul, Don't know what it means, but last time was the season finale, episode 13, and what a gut-wrenching episode, dude. Probably the best episode of the season, really, probably, in all honesty. The story they managed to tell with that was just agonizing. You know, it told the story of Nanachi and Mitty, what happened with them, and what Bondru did to them is just inhuman. That's the weird thing about Bondru that I've noticed, is that the guy, there's almost no malice to him, you know? It's like, it's weird. Like, he doesn't seem evil, but he does evil things. He had good intentions, but the way he went about it was just plain twisted. The man gathered a bunch of orphans and turned them into monsters against their will, melting them into amalgam puddles of flesh. How do you justify that? Nanachi ended up being forced to watch the person that she cared about the most in the world, the only one she cared about, die twice simultaneously. Yeah, you didn't think it was possible for someone to die twice at the same time? Well, he found a way to make it happen. The worst part about what he did was that he lied to them. Like, he brought them in, they were excited, they wanted to help out the research for the Abyss, but he didn't tell them what they were gonna have happen to them, not even close. They thought they were just gonna go down and explore and stuff like that, you know, not get dropped down into a pit, get risen up, and lose your humanity. He tricked them, he deceived them, and that ain't cool, and he knew that they wouldn't go along with it if he told them. That's why he didn't tell them. My man, he tried to pass it off as being fine because, oh, I'm not gonna use them as humans, so it's not inhumane. That makes no sense, dude. Yeah, so I guess we'll be seeing more of him today in the movie, but man, and that scene with Reg, what he had to do when he pulled out the incinerator and blasted her like that, it got the manly tears flowing, man. What can I say? It takes the perfect storm to get me weeping, but it got me. It got me good. That was devastating to have to watch. But it's okay, because now Reg, Nanachi, and Riko are all back together, all on their feet. Everything's fine, they're gonna continue their journey, and hey, with Nanachi with them, what could go wrong? So now, ladies and gentlemen, buckle in, grab some refreshments, because we're heading to the movies. Let's go. And as always, logo. Well guys, that's it. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the video and of the movie. Let me know your opinions on the matter. That would be great. Be awesome, I'd like to hear it. And subscribe to be updated on more. This was one of the greatest things. Just because it was so painful, and yet so uplifting all at the same time. It's so weird. Made in the Abyss is a weird feeling, where there's pain and darkness, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's very human, so to speak, you know what I mean? There's always that glimmer of hope when things are looking down, but yeah. Bondru, from his design, to his actions, to everything, was a hell of a villain. A hell of an antagonist, to be for sure. Where he truly does not see any moral quandary to anything he was doing, and he never even questioned it. Never once. You know, it wasn't even seeming like he was trying to validate in himself that it was right. He was just fully assured in what he was doing. From the very beginning. He is remarkably simple in some ways. What you see is what you get. for the most part, unless all you're seeing is his kind parts originally, you know, where it's like, he's nice to people, he treats them well, but at the same time, he's turning kids into monsters, cutting them up, stuffing them into canisters, and using them to avert the curse. He's done horrible, heinous things, but there's just this weirdness to where he's not shaken by any of it. He doesn't acknowledge that it's bad or the potential of it being bad, or even saying that it's necessarily good. He's just doing it. Why? Because he wants to. He's a lot like Riko, who she wants things, she's optimistic, she goes for them, doesn't question much, but she, at the same time, has a moral compass that he completely lacks. Morality isn't even on his chart. Somewhat. The only time he questioned morality was when someone brought up to him how inhumane it was, and he said, oh, it's fine because I'm not going to use them as humans. That was the only time he ever acknowledged it, really. It has an uncanny ability to make me care about characters so quickly. You know? Where they can just establish them, make them so likable, make you just understand their plight and want to root for them, and then there's something hideously horrible happens to them. But Made in Abyss is easily one of the best things that I've ever seen, anime-wise. It accomplishes so much, really, in such unique, intricate ways. Sure, the beginning portions are fairly slow for most people's tastes. You know, like the pacing is a little slow, but at the end of the day, it's not that big of a problem, especially since once it gets it going, it just keeps going. Because once it hits 10, man, it barely slows down after that. Especially once you hit 13, and now the movie was just more of that. And even though this one had more of its slower build-up moments, it never felt poorly paced. I think it's mostly because it's a movie, and that kind of thing fits it better, which I guess is why they adapted the first 13 episodes into 2 movies. It might even fit that format a little bit better because people are more willing to put up with slower pacing in movies usually. Don't know why, but that's something I've observed. But Made in Abyss is incredibly good. Probably a 10 out of 10 so far, really. Not much I can really say is wrong with it. It's a matter of taste if one does or doesn't like it. And, you know, how much your willpower is to sit through this horror show. This roller coaster of emotional investment. So, one of the best series that I've seen in a while. Glad I finally got to see it. It took a long time. You know, I guess people were just hesitant towards it, but it was worth it to see it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction series to Made in Abyss. It's been real. It really has. And I hope you guys will stick around for whatever we do next time around here. I didn't go over how the voting is gonna work, but most of you probably already know. But yep, an amazing movie, an amazing series. I look forward to seeing more of it in the future with the season 2 that I heard was being produced. Please don't screw it up. It's happened before. I don't want it to happen again. They did the movie pretty good. By pretty good, I mean amazingly, and this came out last year, so I've got good hope. And I've been here for 2 hours now, so thank you, everybody. Hope to catch you guys next time, but till then, I will see you guys later.